Autotune for pop music is sort of expected. It's that kind of saccharine, gooey sort of thing that you get from pop music in all its forms. And it's perfect for what they're going for. You don't have to think about it. It's a sort of bop. And that's the end of it for you. You don't have to think about the quality of the music. It's usually sort of some form of, oh, this person may or may not be able to sing, and as long as they look the part, they're huge stars. However, when it comes to rock music, Autotune is definitely here for better or much for worse, which I'll get to later. It's here to stay. And that's for a variety of reasons, which I will discuss today. This is a symptom, not a cause, of why I think music today is sublimely lacking in any sort of substance, and why all the bands that our parents listen to are far greater talents than almost anything today. And why there needs to be a revolution in music production and the way people listen. And how we need to take a step back and not keep giving money to TikTok artists. I'm not saying that those things aren't fun. I'm just saying that we used to prize creativity and originality and talent over candy store cuteness and thousands of TikTok artists. Rock and roll of the 50s through the mid-90s was pure. It originated from black southern blues music and then it evolved from there. It was messy, full of energy, and lastly, not perfect. Artists like Chuck Berry, Little Richard, and Fats Domino gave way to white artists essentially copying them while at the same time becoming more famous due to their skin color. That's a whole other video. In the 60s and 70s we saw the rise of rock and roll superstars. Bands like The Doors, Led Zeppelin, The Who, Jimi Hendrix, and later bands like Boston, Styx, and Blue Oyster Cult all made their mark on the rock world. Once we got to the 80s, we saw the rise of hair metal and so many dudes looking prettier than the women who frequented their shows. Bands like Motley Crue, Poison, Warrant, Winger, Skid Row paved the way for the revolution that was about to happen in the 90s. The 90s were crazy. From the very beginning of the decade, you had Alice in Chains and Mother Love Bone, who released their debut albums in 1990. But when you actually look at that decade and you think about all the incredible records that were released in about a 7-year span, Nirvana's Nevermind and In Utero, Smashing Pumpkins' Siamese Dream, Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Metallica's Black Album, even up through Radiohead's The Bends and OK Computer. Every single one of those records is original. Then you have, while done as an effect on Cher's voice, this record was the beginning of the end. The late 90s was a strange time in music. You had boy bands mixed with girl groups mixed with light pop. It's like mainstream artists forgot how to rock and they instead saw dollar signs and easy careers. Did they look the part? You tell me. And yes, before you jump down my throat, I know that the music business has always included looks as part of its package. But you had talent on top of that beforehand. And the 2000s talent was superseded by one program, Autotune. Gone are the days where you used to have to record something until it was close to perfect. Or gone are the days when one guy or the group wrote the songs that they're playing. And gone are the days when the A&R guys believed that in a band enough to give them a multi-album deal. Now you could record a vocal track and once, regardless of how good it is, you can manipulate in nearly any way possible. You often have 10 to 15 writers on a song, and now all the A&R guys are looking for is an attractive pop sensation that they can craft a single for. And then, if they do happen to catch on, they'll promote them until they put out a single that the public doesn't like. And whose fault is this? Ours. We don't demand anything for ourselves. We don't demand a quality product. We're fine to just take what they give us. And we're happy to sit on the absolute garbage heap of music that they create. And to be fair, that's about 3 people. So what should we do? Well, where is the place to find good music, you might ask? I would tell people to look outside of the norms. Check out foreign artists. Check out smaller labels. Check out local bands. Go see local bands. Especially go see local bands. You never know, that local band may end up being your favorite. So is Autotune the end of real music? No, it isn't. It is a means to an end as far as artists go, and an easy way to sell to people who don't know any better. But you, my current viewer, know better. You know to go out of your way to find new and exciting music. You don't settle for the status quo. You are why artists are still around. Keep it up, and don't lose the faith. In time, with all things being cyclical, it'll come back around, and those of us who did keep the faith will be the first ones on board. Remember to smash that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. Next time on A View from the Stage, Sunny Day Real Estate Concert Review. Be on the lookout for that one, and as always, be well.